Recording in progress. What's up? This is the Tilt Report, episode 13. Lucky number 13. This is the Tilt Report with James and Jeremy. I am James. He is Jeremy. I am wearing a pizza hat today. This is actually a custom-made hat that Margaret made for me, so that we can eventually make merch. I keep saying that we're going to make merch, and then we just never do. And at this point, I feel like if we ever make merch, it'll kill the joke. And I'm not really one for killing jokes in my life. I think that jokes are very important. I live life for the lulz. So at this point, who knows if we'll ever actually make merch? I'll just keep talking about it and keeping people's hopes up. Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. And I was gonna suggest we can make some Tilt Report merch maybe as we get some traction. Maybe we can do that instead of if you don't want to make Paydirt merch, you can always make Tilt Report merch. You know, a little loophole in there.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. So I could keep the joke running for the Paydirt merch and have the Tilt Report merch. This weekend was opening weekend for baseball.
Yeah.
I played all 3 days. I did not cash once. Which is like I talked about it on the morning show with Blender today, but I faded Garrett Cole and Shane McClanahan that first day and decided to side with some Atlanta bats, which I thought was fine. And then second day I had Justin Steele, but I have Toronto, who could not fucking get a hit. Like they loaded the bases twice against Lahiri.
Wow.
But they didn't score anything. He went 5 scoreless innings, just like loading the bases constantly, allowing all these different walks. So ran pretty bad on that. And then third day had Springs, who was 65% owned and went fucking nuclear. But ended up with the wrong secondary. Should have had Minnesota instead of the Mets. I had Yankee stack. So not a profitable start to the season, but I think the models did really well. There were a lot of subs that did really, really well. Gordy picked up some extra trophies over in the Paydirt Discord, so that's always cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good start to the season. But there are going to be a lot of changes that I have to make to the model starting basically today, that I think are necessary for this season. So how much did you play this weekend?
Well, I only played opening day. And I think I mentioned in the last podcast that I didn't know when opening day was. I was a day early, actually. I went in the Discord. I was like, is today opening day? Can I play? And they were like, nope, come back tomorrow. So I came back the next day. I played. I played pretty small. I played some $4 contest, some large field GPP. Played 5 lineups. Figured I'd give it a try. I didn't do too bad. I think I cashed like 2 of them. I had Yankees stacks that day. Yankees and Padres stacks. I think that was the day that the model was a little crazy, right? So I had Yankees and Padres stacks. The Yankee stacks did pretty well. Judge hit a home run. Gleyber Torres hit a home run. So, I didn't make money on the day, but it was fun. But I did not play the rest of the weekend. I was too busy sweating golf, and I don't know. MLB is probably gonna be like a once a week thing for me, just like to hang out, see what's up. I can't, man. It's a grind and it's frustrating. I can't do it for 162 days.
It is both a grind and frustrating. Well, the good news is that you'll now be playing PGA once a week, and MLB once a week. You can supplement your Wednesday with some MLB classic slates or Mondays or whatever, and then get your PGA. Speaking of PGA, we do have Masters this week. Which I know a lot of PGA people are very excited about. Contests look fucking fantastic. They always do it up good. So I'm running over to Draftkings now, and we'll take a look at what we got. So
we got 3 milli makers.
3 milli makers. Got a $50, $100, and a $2,200. We have 5 different $200 single entry contests all the way up to 100K. We got an 888 for 200K. And I just want to say, what is stopping them from doing this like every week? Like what's stopping them? Like at least they would fill a milli maker every week.
Yeah. And like, here's what I think. I think I'm okay with not having milli makers too often because one, I think the pay structure is terrible usually. But also two, I think, there's an aspect of like, oh, it's milli maker week. People get excited, for the majors. So I get how it lines up. But like some of these other contests, like the various 200 single entries, the 888 or the 55 or whatever, like they can post a lot of those and fill those pretty easily. And they can still save the milli makers for masters or players or whatever it is. And I think I don't know what's stopping them. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, I feel like if we all worked for DraftKings, it'd just be a much better product out there. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome week. 3 milli makers, so many good contests. I'm sure Showdown for golf is going to be pretty awesome too. They'll probably have huge prizes for all 4 days. So I think it's going to be a pretty fun week in the PGA streets.
Well, yeah, I mean, round 1, we have a 25K to first 15. We have a couple different 100 entries and they haven't even put out all the contests. But yeah, speaking of that point, there's no reason why they couldn't have every single week 100K to first for the 200. There's no way. There's no reason not to. There's no reason to drop it down to, I think it's like usually 50K. I think they usually have that secondary one.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to have that 100K to first. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then obviously the 888 is special this week. We don't always get an 888. So there's a lot of really, really good contests. It looks like an NFL lobby. Like
it's sick. It's sick. And actually, I think they're running a milli for the week after. I think is RBC Heritage, which is like an elevated event. I think they're running a 444 milli that week too. But I think just goes to show like they can fill some of these contests for sure. 888 would fill. They probably needed to do a secondary contest on Wednesday.
They would, because the 888 is going to fill Wednesday. Like it will.
It absolutely is. Yeah,
it might fill Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm already booking my spots because I know that everyone wants to play the Masters, right? It's a fun tournament. The app is fantastic. You can watch every single player. No commercials, all that shit. Like it's going to be an awesome week. So people are pumped up. They're gonna fill the contest quick.
Which brings up another point. Why the fuck can't they use this app for every goddamn week? It can't possibly be hard. It can't, right?
I don't know why. Like, and I felt the brunt of it this weekend because I was sweating the pitch and putt for a bit. I was in first on Friday and Saturday for a good amount of time, and so I was refreshing the freaking app like the whole day, and you have to click view shot details on every freaking player, and then like sometimes it doesn't show up. I'm like, this app sucks. And then you got to go to ESPN Plus to watch everything, and I get the viewing. Like obviously everyone's watching the Masters, so they're just gonna put let everyone watch it versus like no one's watching Valero Texas Open, other than hardo degens like us. But just the app could just be so much better. There's so many companies out there. I'm like, why can't we just hire like smart people to do this right? But
I legit don't get it. And situations like that, and even situations like the 200 being able to be 100K at first every single time, like I don't understand how that kind of stuff falls through the cracks when it's not even like it's a manpower issue. It's not a capital issue. It
should be automatic.
It should be automatic. It should just be the norm. It should just be the reg. Like there's no reason why the PGA app can't just be transferred over to every single PGA tour. At least no reason that I know of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like all it would need would be like even if you hired a couple like golf managers, right? PGA DFS managers, and like they'll say, okay, the week of Corrales, let's send out our lower package of contests. Sure. And then every other week you send out the normal package of contests. And then even you could do it for like masters, players, whatever, majors. Okay, we'll send out our like milli package, like the big guy. Yeah. Like you don't really need to diversify all that much. Just like have like a shit contest one and a majors one. That's it. That's all you need to do. But we're here we are giving free business advice to DraftKings.
Yeah, I fucking digress while Robbins is out here and Kalish are fucking heading their fucking JPEGs or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they do. Robbins
is getting I feel like he was getting like destroyed on like CNBC or something like that. I saw some tweets out there, but I didn't watch anything, but I think he was like getting destroyed.
Well, it's because he had shareholders pay $100,000 to send him and his family to the Super Bowl. When he made like $50 million or something the year.
Oh, right. His salary is like ridiculous compared to other CEOs of like other companies.
And
yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
I mean, I get it. Like, rich people stay rich by spending other people's money. I totally understand. Like, I understand the market dynamic. I get it. But man, you fucking asshole. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know? It's such bullshit.
That guy's a D-bag. Like,
both him and Kalish, dude. Fucking Kalish is a goddamn asshole. Like, that guy's a fucking narc. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hate DraftKings owners, but I mean, it's better than the fucking hamsters that are running FanDuel for sure. Like, I still, by the way, cannot log into FanDuel. On my phone or on the internet, like on my desktop. I am still in the position where I have to download CSVs from Roto Grinders to get the salaries for the players for the models over at Paydirt. How fucking insane is that, bro? It's literal insanity.
That's pretty fantastic, to be honest.
It's just fucking crazy. I'm going to stop your video and then ask you to start your video because you froze for some reason.
Oh. All right.
Whatever. So anyway, all of that fucking put out. Since our next recording is going to be after the majors has started, do you have any like short advice for people for building this week?
Yeah, I think that, one thing to remember about the Masters is that there are only 90-ish players in the tournament compared to your normal 150. The cut is 50 in ties, which is not, the normal. It's still about half the field, but you get a lot of like old guys that are in the Masters because they've won like, in 1970 and they still just want to like, get out there and just golf around at Augusta for a few holes. So ownership gets very condensed. So you have to be really, really conscious about who you're playing and, what your lineup looks like. On ETR Golf, I'll have an article for sure about, different ownership stuff and how to play this week. But, just watch your ownership, especially in the lower ranges. You get some condensed like plays that, look like good plays, but end up being really bad plays because everyone, wants to click on them because they don't want to click on, 6.5K Sandy Lyle, who's like, seriously, he's the oldest guy in the world. But, so just watch the ownership down at the bottom, especially.
Yeah. I will echo that. The other thing that I'll say is try to avoid players in the 6K range. That's the only other that I have. It's like those guys mostly just suck. Like the field is stacked. So if they're 6K, it's because they suck for the most part, like actually suck. So that's the only piece of advice that I have.
Yeah, and that's important to remember too, is the field is stacked and then you get like a wide gap of these like old dudes that are just in it. So it's not even like, oh, this guy might be okay. Like Luke Donald, for example, or like Patty Harrington, like, oh, that guy does okay on like the regular PGA Tour. But I don't even know if they're in it. But, they're comparing against 6,500 Harold Varner, who's like a legitimate golfer, whether he plays on live or not. He's like legit, like he can win tournaments. Those guys can't win tournaments. So most people won't click on them, but it gets a little bit wacky out there.
Well, I only say it because like I haven't ran models yet, but my guess is that I'm going to run models and there's going to be somebody's going to pop for no reason. Because, like the models are still kind of being trained over at Paydirt. So I wanted to say that really quick on the public forum so that anybody who uses models and doesn't fucking listen to me in Discord, which fucking listen to me in Discord. Like I tag everyone and then 25 minutes later, somebody asks me about the thing that I tagged them and I have to be like, dude, fucking read like 10 messages up. Like just please fucking turn on notifications and just fucking read through the Discord.
Yeah. And talking about Discord, if you have questions for me, tag me. I'm in so many Discords, and I feel like I hop into the Paydirt Discord, like once a day or twice a day, and then I'll scroll up and I'll be like, oh, people are asking me questions, and I'm like 16 hours late on answering because I didn't see it. But like I have a regular job. It's hard for me to check all these Discords. This is not my main job. And so tag me. I'm happy to answer questions whenever I'm free. But if you don't tag me, I'm not going to see it until the next day, most likely.
Basically, if you're in a Discord, it doesn't matter any Discord. You could be in like a Hente Discord or something. Just tag Jeremy. He'll show up.
Don't tag me in a Hente Discord.
Let's see what do we got for action today. So baseball, we have no basketball at all, which is fucking sick. We have basketball tomorrow, 13-game slate. It's gonna be fucking disgusting. The Mavericks are considering shutting down Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
That's you can look forward to that bullshit tomorrow. Don't fucking play NBA this late. God damn it. What are you people doing?
When is the last day of NBA? I've officially quit, by the way. I've quit NBA.
I'm so proud
until
of
the playoffs.
I don't know what the end of the goddamn season is, but like we get to this point and I feel like it's never going to be here. Like we just keep getting slates where everybody's out.
Yeah.
And like I never know when it's going to end.
Following the underdog NBA tweets, I still get notifications because I'm not going to turn them off. And like yesterday it was like Jonathan Williams is available to play for the Blazers. I was like, who in the fuck is that?
No,
I have normally I've heard of some of these guys, like G League guys, whatever. Like I know of them, but Jonathan Williams, JeeNathan Williams.
Like
it's insane.
You can't convince me these motherfuckers are real.
It's crazy.
NBA at this point, like so in my models, I have a sanity check tab.
Yeah.
Which is basically like, comparing it against the industry aggregate, because I bring in projections from the industry,
right,
put together an aggregate so that I can see, where is Paydirt difference? And at this point, instead of trying to follow the fucking news, I just rerun every couple hours. And then like we get up to the point where I'm rerunning every half hour and I just go to the sanity check page and I'm like, okay, who's showing up as a 0 in the aggregate? All right, guess I better fucking go adjust that team. It's so brutal at this fucking point. So don't play NBA at this point, please. Baseball, we have a multitude of slates. We have a 110 slate, 110 Eastern, which is a 2-gamer. I know that we have a 540 Eastern, which is another 2-gamer, and then we have an 11-game slate today. Tests are good as usual. The 121 is 10K up top, so that one's nice. 88 is 20K to first. That's a contest that Jeremy and I frequent. There is 777 if you got that roll. There's 250, which I might be in. I have to jump in fucking soon. It's already at 250 out of 350 entries. So good contest. Hockey. Do we still have hockey? Yeah, still have hockey. 3-game slate at 7. And then
when does the hockey season end?
I don't know when any of these fucking seasons end, man, but they need to end. I'm so fucking tired of them. I'm bored of them.
I assume it's soon because they don't play hockey in the summer.
Like you're looking at these slates. Why even run this slate, Draftkings? Okay, here are the contests that are available. All right, a 100-man 333, which is only 10K to first. Terrible. We have a 44-man 121, terrible. A 10-man 222, terrible.
Oh my god.
A 720 prize pool, $100 entry, 8-man. Like what? Why even play? Why make these contests?
I do not know.
Who is stoked about a $100 8-man contest? Nobody's stoked about that playing hockey. That's so gross. So
McLovin is.
There's good baseball contests though. You should play baseball today. Slate looks pretty good.
Okay.
Be excited about it as usual. 11-game slates are good because like, especially I talked about it. This is gonna be a fucking long episode for you and me. I talked about it early on the morning show with Blender, but I think the ownership is going to continue to be super condensed this year. So like, there's going to be a lot of upside for players like me and players like Blender and people over at Paydirt who have a different view of the slate than the industry aggregate and the industry standard. I think there's going to be a lot of equity in fading certain bats, especially bats. Pitchers, I think you can still continue to eat chalk on pitcher, but with stacks, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity to find a lot of upside and win equity, just simply fading the top overall owned stack. So pretty excited about that. Do you have anything that you're looking forward to for this week outside of the Masters?
No, it's full on Masters week for me this week. Definitely. I'm still deciding which contest I want to join because some of the pay structures are not the best. But I mean, I can't not get excited about these contests are fantastic. So it's like full Masters. I'll have my article on ETR on Tuesday, and then mostly be answering questions on Twitter, Discord, etc. for like next 4 days. So that's pretty much it for me. Maybe I'll play some baseball over the next couple of days just to get in the streets and make you happy. Maybe that'll be my one per week.
Just play, yeah. I mean, play today or wait until the aces are on the mound tomorrow. Because that should dictate. It is important to consider what kind of slates you like to play. Slates like today, where like, who do we have on the mound today?
It's probably the fifth pitchers, right, or the fourth pitchers?
No, yeah. So this is like the third or fourth pitchers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of guys who are projecting under 20 fantasy points. But like slates like today are cool because if there's going to be a lot of ownership on somebody like, say, Hunter Brown, he looks like he's going to be super chalk. Like there's probably nothing wrong with getting away from him and trying to find somebody else. So I think that there's a lot of cool, like little game theory things you can do on slates where the pitchers aren't great. But then on the other hand, pitchers where the slates are really good, or the slates where the pitchers are really good, then you can make a lot of really cool game theory decisions with bats. So it just kind of depends on like how you like to attack things. I think slates like this are cool because I don't like playing chalk pitchers anyway, but it's all personal preference, I think.
Well, I don't know shit about fuck in baseball, so I can just play whatever slate I want, and it's all the same to me.
You should play today. Today is a good day to play, I think. That's my opinion.
All right. Maybe I'll get in there.
You got some closing slates for God, fuck it. I cannot fucking talk today. Closing thoughts for the people.
Closing thoughts for the people. Oh, I did want to mention one thing. Hoop tweeted out that he'd have more news coming soon about his departure from RPS. Just FYI.
Hoop did.
So Hoop, yeah. He seems to be tweeting something sometime soon. I think he tweeted this morning.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about fucking tout drama today. This is a long episode. You're right. Okay, so that's something to look out for. I don't follow Hoop because I think he's kind of an asshat. So I didn't see that. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So we'll get to maybe talk about that on Thursday. That'll be cool.
I do have some more tout drama that I'm going to manufacture from between myself and some other people out there. There's a show. Are you familiar with DGen75? He does a lot of showdown golf stuff.
Yeah.
So he does an emergency stream. He does this thing where he essentially he mimics like an Asian accent whenever he pronounces an Asian player. As you can tell, I am Asian. I don't find it funny. Get a new fucking joke, dude. Casual racism is not something that I like to subscribe to. It's fine if you make a racist joke that's actually funny, but that's unoriginal and it's fucking stupid. So stop fucking doing it. It's not fucking funny. All right. So that's it. Those are my closing thoughts too.
Those are good closing thoughts. Yeah. Don't be a fucking racist. Even if you say something that you want to say is a joke, like it's not a joke to a lot of people. Racism isn't funny. It's not something that you should use as shock humor. And yeah, I think that's pretty shitty. So I will concur with that. Find a new fucking joke. Stop being a fucking piece of shit on your streams. It's not funny and you're just being trashy.
Yeah, and people can tweet at him. It's fine. Like I'm fine with having it out. Like, and to be fair, he does it with like Italian players. He'll do like an Italian accent. It's not only Asians, but it's just not funny, dude. Like it's just like not only are you being an ass, you're also the opposite of funny. So like get a new fucking shtick.
Yeah. I'll concur with that. My My closing thoughts will be a little bit less angry, I guess. But I mean, justified anger, like fucking be angry about it. My closing thoughts are going to be that if you're not a morning person, you should try to be a morning person. That's my closing thought here. I understand that it is hard for some people to be morning people, but the amount of like shit that you can get done, and like especially as a parent, I don't get time to myself, right? Jeremy, you will experience this soon and you'll want to be a morning person, and I'll tell you why. Because you don't get time to yourself as soon as your child wakes up. So waking up an hour before your child gets up is imperative to keeping your goddamn sanity. And the reason why I say this is because lately Damascus has been waking up about 45 minutes earlier than when I expect him to wake up, which is fucking my life up, because that means I only get like 15, 20 minutes to myself in the mornings right now, and that's not okay. So if you're not a morning person, I think you should try it for like a week. Just force yourself to get up at like 6 a.m. and you'll feel like notably better about the things you can get done throughout the day. Those are my closing thoughts.
I feel like you're starting beef with me.
I'm not starting beef. No, I'm warning you. I'm warning you that as a new parent, like you're gonna miss the time that you had to yourself in the middle of the day. You're gonna miss the time that you had to yourself at night. But if you can get yourself up an hour before your kid usually wakes up, which God willing your child sleeps. Some children don't sleep. But we're lucky that Damascus sleeps and has always slept, but you're going to want that morning time. I promise you.
I hear you. I hear you.
This has been the Tilt Report, episode 13 with James and Jeremy. If you liked what you heard and enjoyed things, this was a pretty long episode. We are usually only around 30 minutes at most. But if you enjoyed this, then go ahead and go give a like and a subscribe on YouTube, and then also download it on Podbean. And yeah, we'll be back probably Thursday talking about Masters exposures and how pissed we are about people imploding early. And yeah, if you have questions or if you have stuff that you want us to answer on this podcast, you can reach out to either one of us on Twitter. I am Paydirt_DFS. And Jeremy is Twitter please, which is, do you want to spell that out really quick?
TW1TTAPLEASE.
Okay, and I will tag those in the description on YouTube and Podbean, and you can reach out and ask us any questions. We'll answer them on the pod. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you, and hopefully you guys have a great week.